See? Well, who told you that? My mama. So now when you go, now it's not just about the color red. Now it's about going against your mama. You see it? It's not even about whether it's true or not. It's my mama told me, are you calling my mama a lie? And now we arguing about your mama. Do you understand that? And that's exactly what they did to you in organized religion called church. And what they did in the world, period. They changed the definition of words, and they got you arguing not whether the definition is right, but who told the information to you. So now, in the church setting, it's my pastor said. So you trying to tell my pastor lying? No, your pastor was also told that green means stop and red means go. And guess who told him? His pastor. And guess who told him? His master. Because all of the churches that are in place today are really, honestly, white Catholic churches. And every church that you see outside of that is just a baby of one of those fellowships. It is the daughter. It's the daughter of the organization. So when they told you that Sunday was Shabbat, and you begin to keep Sunday morning, and Sunday morning became sacred to you, to where you said, oh no, I don't do nothing on Sunday, because Sunday is the day of worship. See, they still use the day, they still use the word worship, but then they changed the definition of the biblical day of worship. The day of gathering is Shabbat. And then when you say, no, it's the Shabbat, are you telling me my pastor lied? Are you telling me my pastor lied? I know you ain't trying to call my mama a liar, and every Sunday morning she was in church. Hallelujah! And now it ain't even about what is the truth. We can't even get the truth. We can't get the truth because the lie is of the dictionary. It's of the definition. The biblical definition of kohal, or qua'al, is to gather together. And the gathering together of the people in the English word convocation is to be done on the Shabbat. And the Shabbat is the seventh day of the week. Somebody say, well, how do you know that for a fact? Those of you who know Hebrew, tell me how I know Shabbat is the seventh day of the week. Anybody know Hebrew? Huh? Even more concrete than that. Who said that? Shabbat means seven. The word, the very word Shabbat is related to Shavah or Sheva. Shabbat and Sheva are the same. What I got? Stuff blowing on in my beard. Tell everybody. Am I recording? Is this going live or is it just recording? Okay, all right, good. We can edit it there. It was live streaming. It was like, oh well, it's up there now. Okay, so do you understand that Sheva is seven? So that Yah would, watch this, so that you would never forget the particular day that you're supposed to gather. He names the day 7, and then he also names 7 Shalom or Shabbat or set apart. It's a time of rest. It's a time to stop. So if you don't even know anything about, like if you were a Hebrew student and you picked up a Hebrew Bible, you would automatically know that Sheva is 7. The 7th day is the only day in the Bible that has a name. Every other name in the Bible is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. On the 5th day, on the 6th day, on the 5th day, on the 6th day. But when they come to the 7th day, they say, on the Shabbat. But here come the Catholic Church and tell you the Shabbat does no longer exist. We are now on Sunday. Well, ain't Sunday 1? That is what I mean by dictionary. So when you become a Hebrew, when you realize you are a Hebrew, the first thing you need to do is go back to your Hebrew roots. And when we talk about roots, we're talking about the beginning. So if you don't know the beginning, you're never going to get the end. It's just not going to happen. The beginning has to be right. Now, y'all see these trees out here? Believe it or not, every single one of these big old trees started with a little bitty seed. And before it went up, it went down. And you look at these seeds all over the ground, you're like, oh, they ain't nothing, you should throw them in the garbage. Have no idea that the potential in every one of those seeds, the power in every one of those seeds can make another one of these trees. Say, why you say that? Because if you remove the seed, you don't get a tree. Or if you alter the seed, you're going to jack up the tree. And that's exactly what happened. Look, it's getting cold out here, so let me go quick through this. Now watch. You're Hebrew. You got to get back to the roots. And I want to share something about words that I have shared before. This is not originally from me. I borrowed this. No, I better tell the truth. I stole this from a friend. I took it from him and told him he can't have it back. He said, well, I was going to give it to you anyway. Forget it. I stole it already. So what I stole from him is the idea of words coming down to you from the clouds. Rain. So you see the clouds? This is a perfect example. You see the clouds? Right? And then, this is not a high mountain, but the mountains, that would be what? Going that way. The mountains catch snow. So the clouds are above the mountains. The clouds rain down onto the top of the mountain. Snow. And when the snow hits the mountain, it then gathers and begins to melt. And the water that comes from the snow melt at the top of the mountain is as pure as water as you can really get. And then as it hits the top of the mountain, starts coming down the valley, coming down through the rivers and streams, what ends up happening is this. You've got pollutions that go into the waters. So whether it is a cow, a deer, whatever, peeing in the water, or whether it's fish in the water, or whether it's people who pull the life out of the water, because they do that, you know. All the stuff that y'all put in the water, like the fish, especially those catfish that you're never supposed to eat, and the suckerfish and things like that, those were to keep your water clean. It wasn't for the table. Then you pull them out of all the rivers and streams and wonder why all the water's polluted. Why they say don't drink out the stream? Yeah, because everything y'all put in the stream to clean the stream, y'all pull it out and eat it. All the crabs, all the shrimp, all the catfish. I like it well with it. Oh, I'm just talking about how. So he said, don't buy all those things because I got them working. They're cleaning water so you can drink. Oh, but they taste so good. Now you're eating them and can't drink the water. So now all your water is bottled water. That was a sidebar out of this world. Where was I going with that? Oh! So water rolls down a stream, and as it goes downstream, especially in America, as it goes downstream, it gets more and more polluted until eventually it's so polluted they have to literally put a sign up to say, do not drink this water. So the same water that hit the top of the mountain, that is fresh enough for you to literally just go out there with a cup and get water and drink it, and it's best for you, that same water, by the time it gets downstream into a gulf or into the lake, or for here like the delta, then they got put signs, you can't drink it. How come I can drink it at the mountain, but I can't drink it in the delta? Tell me. I just told you, but tell me back. Because it's what? At that point, it has become polluted. That's what they've done to you. They have not given you any clear rain water. Water and rain is the same word in Hebrew. They haven't given you any clear instruction. No, everything that they've given you is what we call downstream. And now you fighting over downstream water that has been polluted. Y'all fighting over polluted water. And nobody has said, hey, why don't we climb up this mountain, take our cup and see what the water is supposed to taste like? So then we got a better idea of understanding. So watch this. Being the Moreh, I did the concept, but I tried it. I just did it. The other day I just got in my car. I said, I'm going to the top of the mountain. And I just took off. Because in Fresno, you can't drink nothing, because we're in a valley. So I started going. I found the map that had a stream. And I have the picture I was going to show it to you today, but I'll put it up on I sent a picture to the holder. I'm going. And all of a sudden, I'm like, in a place where I'm like, where am I? Because I was in a spot that nobody except the workers that were in the park workers or whatever, those were the only people there. There was no humans there, but me and a couple of park workers. And I think they were looking at me like, what's he doing up here? Y'all don't know, I'm experiments. So this dirt road, this path, followed a stream for miles. I went at least 12 miles next to a stream. So I'm driving right here and there's a stream. And the further I'm going, the cleaner the water is getting. So finally I get to a bridge that's like 12 miles. That's not too far, right? 12 miles, because, normally we'd have to go like 20 or 30 miles. But I'm just want to show you something. I just went 12 miles back, but it was almost straight up, but I was still going back. And I literally got out and walked down, and the water was so cold. It was incredible. And I just had to taste it. I was like, okay. And it was completely clear. And I said, wow, right down the hill, you can't, if you drink that water, you'll be sick. You'll be throwing up. But just upstream, I'm serious. I just literally went out and with my hand lapped up like, I said, this is incredible. This is what they've done to us. Once they took over the water source, they made you think, ain't no more clean water. So you think there's no right answer to nothing. Your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth. Your definition, that's the way you see it, huh? And this is the way I see it. This is the way you understand it. But I understand it. So everybody's arguing because nobody's going, how about we just go back to the top of the mountain and check it out for ourselves? And so that's what I want to share with you about Hebrew definition of words. Yah gave us his word, his Torah, his rain. It comes down from the Shamayim. Remember, he's the Elohim of the Shamayim. We call him, I'm going to use an English term, the God of heaven. So when he speaks to us, he does not speak to us from the swamp to you. He always speaks from the clouds to you. Have you noticed every time Yah's voice is mentioned in the Bible, it's coming from above? Never speaks from the swamps. You know why? Because there's swamp things in the swamp. He always speaks from above, so his word comes down to us like what? Rain. All right, another word. The word Torah is related to the word Yara, which is rain or to shoot, or it is the motion of coming down. You interpret that word as law. And immediately you get a negative attitude about it. Ask anybody who wakes up to the truth about the law and they say, oh, so you under the law? Oh, so y'all going back under the law? Oh, so the law. Oh, so you're going to just keep the law. So you know, we under grace, honey. Y'all under the law. And we ain't going back under the law. And then here it comes. They're going to always put a little shout in to make you feel bad. Do you know? Now watch this. Now here's what's crazy. Do you know that in the Bible, the Torah is never really called a law? Torah is not called law in Hebrew. Torah is called rain in Hebrew. Torah is rain. So who says, I ain't with that rain. Y'all still under rain? Oh, so you just depending on rain. I don't need rain, I got grace. If you don't get some rain, you die. So watch this. They saw rain and the words of Yah, they had a correlation, because rain blesses the top of the mountains, turns the snow into water. The clear water comes down and hopefully waters the landscape so that you can plant your food, grow your crops, drink of it yourself, and be blessed and live. So they saw Torah also as life. Ain't that deep? Talking about your Hebrew brothers and sisters. So they never saw law like, I got a white friend who said, he always says this, he said, I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law. And the idea that you're always fighting the law. So they put this word law on you because it's an enemy. But you know, Hebrews never saw Torah as an enemy. No, Torah can't be my enemy. Torah is my blessing. In Deuteronomy, I think around chapter 4 or 5, the Bible literally says that the nations around Israel would become jealous of Israel because they had an Elohim so near to them. So what's that all about? Because they had instructions so close and so perfect, they came right, that Yah literally took them and just handed them to them. They said, man, that ain't fair. That y'all got the best instructions on earth. Because the people who gave us our instructions, they smoking dope. You don't want to hear the instructions they gave us. Some of the instructions they gave us was throw the babies in the volcano. Your Elohim don't even deal with human sacrifice. They got weird instructions, and our God is crazy. Your God is fantastic, beautiful, wonderful. And many times it is our misrepresentation of law, which is really Torah, which never meant law, it meant instructions. It is our attitude against his instructions that put us in the trouble, in the place where we are now. We all want to be free from the law. The last thing you want to be is free from the instructions of Yah. That's the last place you want to be. You always want to have his instructions in your life because it's the rain that we need. Now, have anybody ever had fruit from a fruit tree? I ain't talking about the store. I'm talking about going to an actual tree and pulling off fruit and eating it. Raise your hand. How does it taste compared to what you get in the supermarket? Because most of the time we know that the supermarket food have been GMO. So if you can go find an old tree that's producing a real orange or a real lemon or a real pomegranate versus what you get, you're like, what's the difference? Well, the real trees, there's only a few left in the world, by the way, the real ones understand that all they need to do is continue to reproduce after its kind and to receive the water or the instructions from Yah, and he take it up in the roots and produce the fruit that is supposed to be produced. But what happens to all these other fruits that you taste that you go, yeah, it ain't the same? It's because man, Resh, put his mind in it, pulled the seed out, started messing with it, made some changes so that it will produce too fast and make it too big or whatever, so that all you get in the store is something that look like an orange. That ain't no orange. That thing look like an apple, but that's not an apple. And the only people who know the difference are the people who've actually eaten a real piece of fruit. So again, when we talk about understanding words, it's just like eating fruit from a tree. If you've never had a real piece of fruit and you arguing over how this grocery store thing tastes, and a person who like grew up in the country like me say, well, both of y'all wrong. It don't taste like anything in here. I remember I had an argument with a person who told me that a tomato wasn't sweet. I said, your tomatoes ain't sweet. Tomatoes aren't sweet. I said, I don't know how you, when we were children, Uncle Neville, when we was kids, and we raised our own tomatoes, one tomato sweet. You just go out there and eat them like an apple. Say, what? Yeah, and they were so juicy. That dry thing you cut in there, and it don't even put a drop on the counter. I don't know what that thing is. We had to be careful pulling the tomato off the tomato plant because it would bust in your hand. Look at y'all looking at me like, what I'm trying to say is, when you go back to the original, that's where the blessing is. That's where the real is. That's where the true is. Watch this. That's where the flavor is. That's where the thing that set it apart is. So when we study the Bible, one of our issues is we're studying GMO fruit. Your words have been genetically modified. They changed them on you. That's why ain't no taste to it. That's why when we talk about the word is sweet to us, to another person they say it's boring. Every time I try to read the Bible, I fall asleep because you have no clue what you're reading. Number one, you're reading your history. How are you sleeping on your own history and you don't know your history? First of all, they told you they brought you over here on a slave ship. Not all of y'all not all of y'all was here on ships. Now all of y'all got put into slavery. Right. But the point I'm making is there's more to you than slavery. And all of that information is in the Bible. But we got to unravel words in order to get a proper understanding. And that will help us be who we're supposed to be. All right, up until now, is there any questions in my introduction? Any questions? Do we need to take a break? Did I go too long? Y'all good? We'll take a break.
You're all right.
We good? Because last time I was in LA, nobody stopped me. 2 hours later, I was like, okay, it's time to take a break. No, they said, it's time to go home. I said, okay. So I'm not going to do that today. I want to make sure that we all understand my introduction and we get it. Do you see how important it is that we get to the original? All right, so I'll tell you what we are going to do. We are going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to run and get my little fold-out book. I got some words in there I want to share with you. And then we'll pick it back up. All right? If y'all have any questions about anything I've said, just write them down. This is not church. We're not here to try to put on no service for you. We're here to actually help you understand your Hebrew heritage and then hopefully learn some Hebrew words that'll fix your theology. All right? Because that's what this is about. All right. Let's take a break, and I'll be back in a moment with some of the vocabulary words.
We need a charger for this. He got one over there. It's on 20%. Cut into it. I got a knife. I got extension cord. We got another one right here. Should I pause this? Stop it.